everybody, I'm Freyleyce. Welcome back to another one of my videos. So I actually need to sit right here because I reorganized my shelf with my new books that I got recently, and I'm trying to hide them because I have a haul coming up, but I don't want y'all to see it. So don't look behind me, okay? Today's video is a little different. It's not really something I planned on doing, honestly. I just was getting ready for bed yesterday and I felt like being a negative Nelly. So I was like, you know what? We're gonna wake up tomorrow, we're gonna film this video because I was just like in the mood for it. There's really no other explanation. But you know, when the inspiration hits, you go for it. It's not really an inspiration though. I try to be positive on this channel, but you know, I'm also honest too. So today we're gonna be talking about books that I've DNF'd. DNFing is really controversial actually. A lot of people are like, oh no, I stick all the way through book even if I'm gonna rate it 3 stars or even 2. And I'm like, bitch, that's a waste of time. Like, you could be reading the best book of your life. So I think you can probably tell I really don't give a fuck when I DNF. I just DNF a book if I don't like it. Sometimes I can tell when I'm gonna get in a reading slump and immediately I DNF that fuck out of that shit. Also, if a book is just making me cringe at every fucking page or chapter, I can't. Like, I can't. I'm gonna be talking about 22 books today that I did not like and did not finish. So before we get into it, please don't get butthurt about this. If this is your favorite book, that's awesome. Like, that is awesome, but it wasn't mine. That's completely fine. There's enough readers in this world that y'all can love a book and I can hate it. As always, my social media links are down in the description. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you can watch more of me being an idiot. Either way, let's get into it. And do not look behind me. Okay, 5 Rounds by Nikki Castle. I saw this on Instagram and I was like, it looks great. I was feeling like it was enemies to lovers, but it did not give enemies to lovers. It was not good. Honestly, this was a long time ago. I think this was like in August of last year, and it was just giving like no connection. I didn't see the characters' connection. I didn't feel the connection, and it was just boring and cringy. Like, y'all don't hate each other. Stop acting like it. The Mixtape by Brittany Sherry. Now this one hurt me because I fucking love a good rock star romance, and when I saw this one, I was like, okay. And I follow a lot of people who love Brittany Sherry and they say that she's kind of emotional, so I was here for it. And then I wasn't here for it. She's a single mom and he's a rock star and his life's going down the drain and he got drunk one night and she saved his ass. And I was like, bitch, the cliche. I just couldn't. Obviously I couldn't. I DNF'd it. But I think I DNF'd it like 15% through. I also didn't like the kid. I do see myself trying some more Brittany Sherry coming up, but this one just wasn't it for me. Pretty Lies by R.E. Bond. This was the RH cliche to the max. If you don't know, RH is reverse harem. So basically her mom gets married and then she moves in and she has a stepbrother, and then her stepbrother's best friends and her stepbrother are attracted to her. It was giving really typical and cliche RH and I didn't want to read it. Let's Get Textual by Tegan Hunter. The title just explained it right there. I read this when I first downloaded Scribd, the reading app, and I was just looking for something to read on Scribd versus Kindle Unlimited, and yeah, this wasn't it. Their whole relationship was on text and they didn't know that they knew each other, and it was just so basic. I just didn't want to read it. Like, it was boring. It was boring as fuck. Falling Crest High by Tijan. I tried this in late August actually. I can remember the day and what I was doing because it was an audiobook. Tijan is what introduced me to romance, honestly. I read, what is it called? Not Outcast. It's part of the spin-off of Fallen Crest High. Fuck, what's it called? That's gonna annoy me. What is it called? Rich Prick by Tijan. That fucking name, wow. But yeah, I read this September of 2020 and that's what started me on this journey. Yeah, it was so fucking good and there's a special place in my heart for it because of it being like the first book I read. Like, I know a lot of y'all read after and that's what started your like romance journey. You bitch didn't read after. I don't think I'll ever read it. Those are some thick ass books. For what? I did watch the movie though. Yeah, this is what like started my phase of romance, and so it holds a special place in my heart. So when I started reading Fallen Crest High, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna love it. But I think my taste had just matured so much that high school bully romance just was not it. Like, not it. And it was also Stepbrother. So yeah, I didn't enjoy it. I DNF'd the audiobook after like 6 hours, I think. My next one is Nightmare by Rosie Alice, and once again, this was a rock star romance, and I was so here for it until I wasn't. Dude's supposed to be a rapper, but it wasn't giving rapper. It was giving country boy, and I was not fucking with that. The heroine's ex-boyfriend was just like such a bad conflict. Bitch, nobody would do that. Like, I'm not gonna give it away, but like the thing he did, I was just like, no. It was so cringy. I don't know how to describe it really, but it was just not my level of romance, and on the Rockstar front, it was horrible. So yeah, that's part of my expedition of trying to find good ass Rockstar romance books. This was a fail. Music, Lights, and Never Afters. God fucking damn it, another Rockstar romance. And it was good. It was good, but it felt like there was 3 characters. So the setup is there's one guy, and his parents are rock stars. They kind of abandoned him, so he goes to live with his aunt, or like aunt, step aunt, I don't know. And they have a relationship, and they're like pushing the taboo to the fucking max. Like, you're not even related. She's adopted. Yeah, they were trying to push it to be something it wasn't. Didn't like that. The hero's best friend, they are non-binary. I believe, don't quote me on this, okay? I believe they're non-binary and asexual. I love the representation, but it just felt like there was 3 main characters and we didn't get to see their love story. I mean, I DNF'd it, so I don't really know. But yeah, it felt like there was 3 main characters. Y'all, in real life, I love to see this, but in my books, I need a hero who's controlling and possessive. And this was not giving that. He had like absolutely 0 toxic masculinity, which was great. Yeah, love that for her, not for me. I feel like such a bad person for saying that. I want a toxic, controlling, masculine alpha guy in a book. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Please don't take that the wrong way. Once again, love the representation. Yes, it needs to be normalized, but not in the kind of books that I want to read. Yeah, please don't take that the wrong way, okay? I did enjoy it, and I did love the aspect of it because it needs to be normalized, but it just wasn't what I was looking for at that time. Peculium by Natalie Bennett. I read this close to Halloween, and it was definitely giving creepy, it was giving gothic, it was giving spooky, but it was so boring. And it was definitely shorter, and I wouldn't say it's boring, but it was just basic. Like, the plot was basic, I could predict what was coming, and I just had no interest in it. I think that was a major part. I had no interest in it. Satan's Affair by H.D. Carlton. Oh my god, I couldn't put myself through this shit. It was so gory. I didn't hate the gory part, but it was just gory for no reason. And she literally had a relationship with ghosts in her head. So yeah, this follows Sibby, who has a relationship with like 5 of her henchmen. In the cat and mouse duet, I fucking loved her as a side character. Like, I'm pretty sure all this shit was in her head, and it was confusing and messed with my mind. It was also around Halloween when I was trying to speed read through shit, and this was gonna slow me down, so I put it down. These monstrous how do you say monstrocious? I don't have time to fucking translate it right now. Siri wasn't helpful. But yeah, this book, it was so promising, and actually I don't really want it on this list because I will be picking it back up. I will, okay? It's on my TBR, and I actually have it in my Kindle library, which means it's one step closer to being read. So this isn't on my DNF pile, yeah, but it is. I did DNF it at 15%. Once again, I was in my Halloween thing. I was trying to speed read, and this wasn't helping, so I just put it down for now. I will be picking it back up again because apparently it's alike to The Elite Kings Club by Emma Jones. So I'm reading it, obviously. I am really excited for it. I do love KV's writing, but I just need to pick up more of her shit, and I haven't. Flock by Kate Stewart. So if you watched my last video, links in the corner, then you would know that I absolutely loved Drive by Kate Stewart. Gorgeous cover, gorgeous story, gorgeous, 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 but I could not get into the Ravenhood trilogy. I don't know why. I read this in November, and I really did try and get into it, y'all, I promise. But I think it was just too slow for me or something. But this is another book that I will be picking back up again. What Happens on Tour by Lucy Fur. It was a super fucking slow burn, friends to lovers rock star romance, and it was between a manager or like a PR agent and the rock star, and I don't even remember his name. It was so slow. I could not give no fucks, and it was like 30% through, like 200 pages in, and it still didn't go anywhere, so I put it down. Bound by Temptation by Cora Riley. Bitch, I don't know how y'all are gushing over the series because it's probably one of the most basic book series I've ever read. Yeah, it's just so boring and so basic. Like, I couldn't like any of the characters. Arya from the first book, oh, I fucking hated her. It was just really basic. And even the one that I thought I would like, that had a trope that I knew I would enjoy, was just so basic. Vandal by Carrie Cole. Honestly, half the stack is Rockstar romance, my god. It follows 2 people who are really like emotionally hurt and injured, and they're healing through BDSM. I don't know, I do enjoy kinks in romance, obviously. I like the kinky shit, but I don't like when it's structured. Like, yes, consent, obviously, but not where it's like, okay, from 2 to 4 p.m. we're doing this, and at 2:33 we're gonna start doing this. You know? It kind of felt like that, and I didn't really like that. And what else didn't I like? I also felt no connection to the characters, and I couldn't sympathize with them at all. The Sweetest Oblivion, I think, by Danielle Laurie. So I DNF'd this shit at like 30%. I wasn't enjoying it. I wasn't fucking with the main character. Nico, kinda, but the female main character, I couldn't. And then I ended up picking it back up because I wanted to finish the series. And holy fucking shit, Danielle Lowry wasn't racist, I would be screaming from the rooftops about this. That one I did actually educate myself on because I love this series. It was a top series of 2021, honestly. And that was the two like books after The Sweetest Oblivion, because The Sweetest Oblivion was okay. It was like almost 4 stars, but the rest were 5 or 6 stars. So I probably won't be talking about her books on my channel, which sucks. Okay, so When Villains Rise by Gianna Darling. This was book 2 in a duet by her, and I did enjoy it. I did, especially the first one. I love the dynamic of grumpy heroine to hero sunshine, love it. But what I didn't like is that it was kind of slow and the hero was so cringy. Like so cringy. He was acting like a 50-year-old man at times, and I think he was in like his 30s or something, and I just couldn't with him. The Initiation by Nikki Sloan. I didn't like the way the plot was going. I don't think I've ever slut-shamed a person in my life. I've slut-shamed 3 characters in books though. Only 3. And I've read like hundreds of books, okay? Like, I don't care, do what you want, live your life. But this bitch, fucking every single character, was it necessary? No. No. Yeah, so I just couldn't with this. I didn't like the direction the plot was going either, so I DNF'd it like 70% of the way through. After the Fall by Gianna Darling. So this is book 5, I think. It's kind of like a novella-ish in her Fallen Men series. Fucking banger, by the way. Loved it. Top read of 2021. But the first couple, King and Crest, student-teacher romance, MC romance, yeah, I hated them. You know Michael and Rika from Corrupt, aka Devil's Night book 1 by Penelope Douglas? The hate that I have for Michael and Rika is the same hate that I have for King and Crest. Like, they were so bad to me. I don't think that Gianna wrote them in the best way, and I think that a lot of people would have loved them more as side characters, because that first book was so bad. And this is basically a continuation of their story, and I picked it up and then 5% through DNF'd it because I was like, instantly, no. The Honeymooners by Christina Lauren, the most boring fucking book I've read. Not literally. I read this on my reading popular TikTok books vlog. It was really boring. The slow burn I actually was fucking with for the first time in forever. But the main part was that I didn't feel the connection between them, like, at all. And I really didn't like how they handled situations, especially between their siblings. Deliver by Pam Godwin. Listen to this in audio. Too dark for me. I love the fucked up shit. If this was in a book form, I think I could have done it. But listening to it on audio, it was like it was getting straight into my brain. Listening to rape scene after rape scene and that getting drilled into my mind, I couldn't do it. But they're not in KU, which is why I couldn't pick it up as a book. And the covers are gorgeous. Like, their bind-ups are gorgeous, but I don't think I would continue in the series. And these are the ones that I've DNF'd in the past, like, month or so. So, Wicked Fate by V. Simran. This one I just DNF'd yesterday, which is probably what inspired this video. I didn't like it. It was a, like, instant lust and forced proximity thing, and I was expecting the guy to be grumpy and the heroine to be kind of sunshiny. The guy was not grumpy. Like, for somebody whose entire plan was revenge and you were supposed to be hurting, like, you were cheery and you were like instantly ready to fuck this woman. So I didn't understand it. They're like befriending strangers on the street and inviting them back to their house, like, instantly. I'm like, what is it with these instant connections, y'all? It wasn't written in a good way, I don't think, because usually I can do instant connection, but I just couldn't in this book. The female main character literally met this bitch in a coffee shop, talked to her for like an hour, and was like, do you want to come home with me? In like a friend way, but still, it didn't give what the blurb said it would give. His Hollow Heart by Rachel Lee. It was also giving wishy-washy hero, and it was a childhood friends to enemies to lovers. He was just lashing out at her, and she was just taking it, and I was like, girl. And it was supposed to be a duet, and I was like, how? I didn't think that hero was wounded enough to be able to react in that way, and I also didn't think that their dynamic would be like cute. So yeah, I DNF'd it. Blurred Red Lines or something. Part of the Carrera Cartel trilogy by Cora Kenburn. I DNF'd this one yesterday as well, or the day before. I just had no connection to the characters, and while I did think it was written well, there was 3 point of views in the first like 20%, so I was expecting it to be an MMF or a love triangle or something like that, and it wasn't. And so I was pretty confused, and I like who she ended up with because I skipped to the end to see what happened. But yeah, I didn't love following this, honestly. It just didn't interest me. So those are my 22 or 23 DNFs in like the last 9 months of my life. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know my energy's a little lower today. I'm just kind of tired and I kind of feel like shit. But it's always a fun day when I can talk to you guys. Don't look behind me. I'm moving, but don't look behind me. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in my next video very soon.